there, welcome to Life with Lou. Thank you so much for joining me on this Center Parcs top tips session. We've recently come back from Center Parcs Longleat, where we stayed from Monday to Friday in the Pinewood apartments, which are part of the executive apartment and hotel part of Center Parcs. It was an absolutely fantastic trip. We've got plenty of vlogs on our stay. We've also got a room tour. We've got a summary of the spa. We've also done a restaurant review, so do check out all of those videos. But I wanted to create a fairly generic video around the things that I have learnt having never been to Center Parcs before. So if you're interested in my 10 top tips, then please stay watching to find out more. The first top tip I have is if you're looking for a relaxing and more peaceful experience, if you have the ability to do so, avoid going to Center Parcs in school holidays. So we went just outside of the window of the school holidays in April, and we found the experience to be really relaxing and quiet. Hi, Roxy. She's slightly putting me off now. This is my ragdoll cat. If I've never met you before and you're new to my channel, welcome to the madness that is about to unfold. Equally, if it's just two of you going and you want the experience of Center Parcs, but you want to keep the cost down a little bit, seriously think about the Center Parcs apartments rather than staying in a lodge. So we spent £482 on our trip. I'm just checking my notes. And it would have been an extra 200 quid to stay in one of the lodges. So it really kept the cost down to actually stay in an apartment. And you'll see from our room tour that you get so much for your money, and we really enjoyed our stay. I would recommend that if you're somebody who's not a fan of lots of walking, and whilst you can get the land train from different locations across Center Parcs, that staying in the Pinewood apartments might be a really, really good option. And the reason being is it's literally behind the plaza. So you have the swimming pool and all of the restaurants and bars and shops right on your doorstep. And that for us, even though we don't mind walking, made evenings really brilliant because we just could nip across the road to the restaurants. If you're thinking about budget, we learnt the hard way. Definitely take some food with you. And I would recommend not even buying it in the supermarket that's available on site, because the prices are really racketed up. I would suggest taking your own food with you and then having a couple of treat meals out. Tom and I, he's been there before, but not for 10 years, and I've never been. So because I've never been, we kind of went all out, and it was our anniversary. So we ate out for every meal, and it definitely did increase the cost of our trip significantly. So if you're wanting to keep costs down, go out of season and take some of your own food with you. It will make a big difference to the cost of your holiday. My fifth one is all about experiencing the subtropic swimming area at night. It is so pretty. As soon as it starts to get dark and that subtropic area is all lit up and you have the rapids outside, which you got to do, even though it definitely ruined my manicure. I had so much fun on the rapids outside. But everything is lit up and it's incredibly pretty. And you'll also find there'll become a point where if you're a couple or you're on an adult trip and you're wanting it to be a bit quieter, by the time you hit tea time, that kind of 6 p.m, 7 o'clock at night, it starts to get much quieter in the swimming area. And so it makes it a lot more enjoyable. We did find that at kind of key parts of the day, if we were in there, particularly during the lunchtime and afternoon, it's definitely going to be busier than enjoying it at night. And there's something really beautiful about the way that swimming area is lit for the evening. It feels quite magical in there. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. right? Excellent. Well, that's what you think, is it? Be a cat and don't go swimming at all, eh? Yeah. That's rocks. She actually is the boss of all of us, so, you know, you might as well see her on the videos because I have no control. I mentioned this in the spa review video as well, but really think about the time of day that you book the spa and the day that you're booking the spa on. It could make a significant difference. Don't forget that Aquasana can be booked by those who are not staying in Center Parcs, and then for that kind of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday time period is going to be very busy. And if you want a really relaxing experience, I would suggest booking for earlier in the week. One of the things that Center Parcs do encourage you to do is you can come to the parks anytime after 10 a.m. and we would recommend that you do that. So whilst you can't actually book into your apartment or your lodge until 4, there is nothing to stop you parking the car in the car park and just going enjoying the environment of being in Center Parcs for that first day, rather than leaving it till later in the afternoon and checking in straight away. So we got there at about 11 o'clock. We really enjoyed just having a walk round. It was really good weather. We parked the car, we left all of our luggage and all of our stuff in the car, and we just had our day bags. And I would recommend like packing a day bag for that first day. If you're keen to get to the swimming pool area, you could even go for a swim as soon as you get there. But just enjoying the environment. And I think, you know, don't write off that first day. You could go and do pedalos, you could go down to the lake area, you could go to the sports plaza. You can start experiencing Center Parcs right from day one in the morning. It doesn't have to be leaving it until when you can check in. But what I would say, from my experience, is on day one, it's crossover day. And between probably the hours of 11 and 2, the plaza is going to be very, very busy. And I'll be honest, when we arrived, I found it quite overwhelming. There was queues of people everywhere. It was quite difficult to walk around the plaza and experience it. And I had this horrible fear that it was going to be like that all week. Now, I was with a trusted individual who's done a lot of Center Parc trips, and Tom was like, fear not. It is really busy now because it's changeover day, and it's just that peak time. But I promise you by this evening it will be a lot quieter. And he was absolutely right. So my top tip, number 8, is on day one when you arrive, if you arrive early, get away from the plaza. Don't hang around there. So what we did was we went for a lovely walk. We walked all around, kind of got our bearings. We walked all the way up to the sports plaza and back. We enjoyed Forrester's Inn because it was much quieter in that area. So if you're looking for a meal on day one, think about maybe heading to the sports plaza or Forrester Inn. They're probably going to be a lot quieter than any of the restaurants in the plaza. And we just got out of the busy space. So do that if you need to do that, and you'll probably find that by the time you come back to the plaza in the evening, which was the truth for us, is it was a lot quieter. It was a much more pleasurable experience to walk around it then. Tip number 9 is there are things that are highlighted for kids, but I'm telling you now, as a 42-year-old woman, that adults can enjoy as well. And I would say for me, my experience of this was the baby owl falconry experience. It is highlighted for babies. And yes, I was heavily ridiculed by Tom that we were going to be the only adults there. And yes, with the exception of the parents of the children, we were the only adults there. And the falconry expert did explain that the session was really aimed for children. However, it was the only falconry experience where you get to see a baby owl. Argument made. She was amazing, the expert that took us through all of these different owls, and we got to see an owl that was 4 weeks old, and it was so lovely and so enjoyable and really precious. And actually just watching all of the kids have fun with all of these birds and getting comfortable and up close with them was also a real experience. But don't let something put you off, even if it feels like it might be for children. I'm going to guess the pottery painting might be another example of this. And yeah, I think it would be something that loads of people really enjoy. So take the recommendations of age with a pinch of salt. And that's coming from a Disney lover who doesn't care about being a Disney adult. So, you know, take my advice or don't. But we had an incredible experience seeing baby owls. And I do think it was the only falconry experience where we would have got to do that. So do what you want to do. Don't worry about what the rule book says. And finally, this seems a very obvious one, but Center Parcs is a really relaxed space. So make sure that the clothes you take and the things that you wear are super, super comfortable. You're probably going to do quite a bit of walking. Of course, you can get the land train if you struggle to walk. We really enjoyed walking around and just soaking up the atmosphere and walking through the forest. So make sure that everything that you take for Center Parcs is really comfortable, and definitely take layers. Obviously, we all live in the UK, or you might not. You might be watching this and you might be travelling to Center Parcs from abroad. And if that's the case and you're coming to the UK, you're gonna need layers. There were moments of time where we had gorgeous spring sunshine and it was blissful and we could just be in t-shirts. And there were moments where we had t-shirts, hoodies and full jackets on. So factor all of that in and make sure that you have comfortable clothing. There's nowhere that you're going to go that's super dressy. So whilst it was nice to dress up, and I did take a couple of more casual dresses with me, ultimately this is a space for relaxation and chilling out. So factor that in. But I hope these tips have been handy. Do share in the comments if you've got other great tips. I know a number of people watching these Center Parcs videos are also active Center Parc visitors, and so you may have some different views on ideas that you can share in the comments as well. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.